Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talk. So it is Monday morning, and I'm hoping to kick off this video with a lot of thumbs up. It's Monday morning, got to get the week going, trying to stay motivated, get and stay, I guess you can call it. Trying to do a little workout every day, and really been trying to stay motivated on my investment goals. You got silver really starting to climb. It's amazing. Even last night, when I'm actually shooting this video right now, we see silver up about 30 cents. A lot going on overseas to drive the price of silver up, in my personal opinion. And really, you could even say a lot going on here as we continue to overprint dollars, as we continue to try to manipulate the system to put everything in the outlook that they want it to be in. And the truth of the matter is, the only outlook is true economics. All fiat currencies will return back to their intrinsic value, which is nothing. It's a sheet of paper. At the end of the day, it's going to go back to a sheet of paper. Question is, how long? We're seeing it lose value faster and faster. We're seeing people look for deals on silver now. Now that the price is starting to climb, we're seeing people look and try to find the deals. And some people are picking them up in a lot of different ways. I mean, maybe you're picking up 10-ounce bars, 5-ounce bars, 1-ounce bars. Maybe you're picking up rounds, junk silver. Maybe you're just picking up little odds and ends, trinkets and stuff when you can. This happens to be a 90% silver dollar. You pick up what you can when you can. And, it's interesting because I actually had someone reach out to me the other day, and they picked up a amazing silverware set in a yard sale and wants to sell it. And I was like, well, what do you want to sell it for? And, they want to sell it because they want to invest in silver. One of the beauties of finding deals, in my opinion, is you have a diverse pile of silver. You take something like a silverware set. It's not as cool, as shiny as maybe one of these coins or rounds, depending on what I'm grabbing. It seems different. It takes a little math to calculate it. 90% silver, you have to take the amount of silver weight, divide it by 90 or multiply it by 0.90, you get the number. With silverware, you have to weigh the silverware out. You have to know that knives, essentially it takes 2 knives to equal the weight of one, because the inside of the knife is usually hollow and the blade is usually something else. So it's usually like a different metal. It's not going to be silver, or you'd ruin your metal every time you cut a steak. So you have to know a lot of these things when you're picking up different stuff, but you need to be careful because, if you're going to end up trading off your silver every time you don't like something about it, whether that be you want something smaller, you don't want the 90%, you got to be very careful that you don't end up essentially losing something in the process. If you can get a deal where you're trading it even out, then it's okay. I told you guys about the deal that I just did the other day where I traded a kilo bar for 32.15 ounces of silver. And I was pretty happy with that because I ended up getting rid of the kilo and I got the exact amount of silver. It's easier to trade 1-ounce coins than it is a big kilo. He wanted a kilo because he wanted it consolidated, which is okay. He didn't lose nothing. He might have lost the divisibility a little bit, but one of the beauties about silver is down the road, if the price of silver really did skyrocket and you had to sell it, there are ways to break it up, diversify it into smaller portions, essentially. Something even as big as a kilo, you could cut it up if you had to. So it's something I want people to kind of think about right now, where, deals are important. As we are seeing silver now, good luck finding silver under $30. Them days are over temporarily. Hopefully we will see some sort of a pullback. I know some people think that we're not going to see a pullback, and some people think there's a big pullback coming. The audience is pretty well split on that. I might even do a poll. If I remember, maybe I'll launch a poll and ask you guys to please make sure that you put your opinion in. I like to hear it. I like to hear what people think, because ultimately money is what people think it is. You know, when people really start waking up to silver, gold, we're going to see it really expand, I think, and really go higher in price. A lot of people think, you know, it can't happen, you know, but some of these people were in, you know, countries that used a lot of this money or this fiat currency. I mean, I call it money because a lot of the audience, a lot of people watching these videos, they associate this as money. Whatever country you're in, there's money, you know, that they're using paper. Nobody is using gold, although I shouldn't say nobody, because as you saw what happened in Zimbabwe, I think they launched a new gold-backed currency. Taking a look at some of these, think about the guy that held this, 1 million lire. I think this one's a lire, Turkish lire. You know, it was worth something. Currencies sometimes they just go down in value. Maybe a regime gets toppled and it goes down in value. Maybe they don't topple the currency. Maybe they just basically convert it. You have to convert it into a new currency. This happens to be the Royal Bank of Scotland, £1. And I won't say these are all worthless, but they're definitely losing value at a faster and faster rate. So it's kind of cool to actually see them. You take here's a Canadian one, kind of neat. It still has value, has the Queen on it. Kind of neat. I got lucky. I had someone reach out to me and ask me on these where I get my currency from. You know, I was just lucky to have had a bank that had all this there, and they're like, "Oh, you collect coins and money? Here, do you want this stuff?" She was a bank person and didn't want it. She was a bank person for years. And, you know, it really doesn't have any value. It might have, you know, maybe enough for a cup of coffee. But it's kind of cool just to look at. And it really demonstrates a knowledge, essentially, an understanding. Oh, this still has the price of whatever a dollar will buy you now. It doesn't buy you much. In fact, that's actually in there just because I threw that in there. Just so I could have one to show you guys. All these eventually got worth less. This is getting worth less. You know, a lot of people are starting to realize, though, gold and silver, it just keeps going up. I had someone tell me the other day they wanted some help getting out of their crypto account and putting it into gold and silver. And I said, hey, whenever you're ready, I'm here to help. He's like, I should have done it back when you had said it. I ain't got time to be watching it on a regular basis. I just, you know, and here it is this weekend. It's down again. You know, yeah, there's people making money. There's people making money off crypto. The guys that are day trading it, they're watching it. They're spending their whole time buying it, selling it, buying it, selling it. Do I do that? I do it a fair amount. I ain't going to lie to you. Every time I see a 10% drop, I buy it back. Every time I see it go back up, I sell it. And it usually trades outside that window at some point. And when it leaves that window, then that's when I make my move on it. That's what got me well over almost little over a half a billion Shiba. I mean, I like Shiba. It's one of the ones I focus on right now, even though it took a devastating hit the other day. I actually lost money this past week because I ended up buying it back when it fell 10%, only to see it continue to fall by a grand total of 32%. It eventually recovered 10% of that back, so it's sitting now at roughly 23%. But I also bought at the 10% dip, which means I'm only down about 12% on mine right now. I'm expecting we could see a incline where it will start working its way back up, especially as we get closer to the halving. but not much is really changing at this point. I want you to understand that. With the Bitcoin halving, what are we changing? It's not like we're drastically cutting the amount of Bitcoin. There's already a little over 19 million Bitcoin out there. The last Bitcoin comes out in 2024 with a grand total of only 21 million Bitcoin, I think it is. So it's not like it's really cutting that much, which means, this halving will probably have less of an effect. Do I think it will go up? Yeah, I think it could go up a little bit as time comes. But also, depending on what they do at the end of this month with the interest rates, that could cause cryptos like Bitcoin, silver, gold to go up, depending on how that plays out. I doubt they're going to raise interest rates. Realistically, they'll probably do nothing because there's not really anything they can do. If they raise the interest rates, then we don't have the money to pay. And if they lower the excuse me, I'm yawning a lot because I've been exhausted. I just worked out like 4 hours a couple hours ago. If they lower the interest rates, then, we're just going to see silver and gold really take off because people will all know that there's nothing they can do. There's no way we can pay the bill. I mean, right now we know that in the community, but the average person doesn't know that yet. So with that being said, all eyes are on how the week is going to play out. I'm super excited to see how stuff goes today. A lot to really focus on. Is there going to be a big sell-off in the stock market? Is the tensions going to escalate in the Middle East? These are all things that are going to really have some drastic effects on what's going on in the precious metals market, in the stocks, in the cryptos, and we're going to see how it plays out. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. Please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button if you didn't. If you're not subscribed and you made it this far, that's awesome, but please take a minute, hit that subscribe button. It's awesome you made it this far, but trying to grow the subscriber base. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again on T Square Talk. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys again. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.